Alright, welcome LEGO fans to another LEGO Star Wars review here on BuildABrick09's channel. And today we'll be looking at another starship, and this time it'll be the Clone Arc-170 Starfighter. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this fairly large set, show you all the details and stuff, and give you some ratings. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here is the set. Once again, it is the Clone Arc-170 Starfighter. So this is obviously from either the Clone Wars or the prequel trilogy. One thing to note is that I'm a little under the weather today, so if I don't sound quite like I normally do, that is why. But I will try and not sound too dull and monotonous. So we'll go ahead and start right out with our specifics. It's set 8088, contains 396 pieces, retails for $60, and the recommended ages are 8 to 14. Let me say that again. 396 pieces, $60. That is extremely high on price per piece count. I don't know the exact price per piece, but I know it's going to be high. It's probably going to be close to, I'm thinking 16, 17 cents per brick, which we do not like here. We like 10 cents per brick. That's the ideal price. And under 10 cents is really great and very rare. We normally only see that in very large sets like Tower of Orthanc, some of the bigger holiday sets, city sets, stuff like that. It's very rare to see under 10 cents per brick. So that's really going to take my ratings down for this set. Another thing to note is another starship. We get a lot of Star Wars starships, and this one looks very similar to the X-Wing, to me anyway. And it's hard to get the entire ship in frame because it is large, which a lot of you will like. So, as you can see, it looks like it should be more than 396 pieces, but it's not. We do get a lot of big pieces, so some of you might think that justifies the price per piece. And we do get some cool minifigures. But before we check those out, let's go ahead and look at our one instruction manual. It's pretty thick, and I believe this came out maybe around 2011, 2010, somewhere in there. I know we're getting another droid Tri-Fighter in January 2014, so obviously this is going back a little ways to be getting another droid Tri-Fighter, because they don't release repeat sets too soon, although we have gotten tons and tons of X-Wings over the years. So pretty basic format here. 3 numbered bags. Get the middle of the ship first, then the 2 engines, and finally all the wing components. So about 74 pages, including the advertisements and parts list at the end. And a nice portrait of the Screaming Kid as well. So, I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at our minifigures. We do get 4 of them if you include the astromech droid, which I do. 2 of them are exactly the same, but they have different names, which is interesting. I think they're no, they're not exactly the same. I take that back. They're very similar, though. And then we get 1 Jedi as well. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Jedi first, because I think he might be the only non-exclusive minifigure. I'm not sure on that, though. So here's Kit Fisto. He's got a very nice molded rubber head here, and part of that got stuck in his leg piece. So I think that came in its own bag, so that's a pretty nice piece there. As you can see, it's very bendable. Some of you might like that, some of you might not. So overall, a very nice headpiece there. As far as I know, if he only came in one other set, the hyperdrive booster ring, and I do have that set, but it fell apart. And I believe this is the version that we got in this set. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. This torso piece here, pretty basic Jedi, brown Jedi robes with some green hands and a green lightsaber. So you can add to your lightsaber collection with this set. No back crane though. And basic brown legs. So other than the headpiece, not a real exciting minifigure, but that headpiece is pretty cool. Next we have our astromech droid, and let me verify the name. I had to look this up on Wikipedia. This is R4-P44. So it's basically a green R2-D2. I'll go ahead and take the head, I guess it's a headpiece, off. If I can, there we go. And I think that might be the exact same printing except in different colors as we got on R2-D2. So, pretty nice headpiece there. And that might, no, it's not exactly the same as R2's, but it's extremely similar. On the torso there, of course both of the legs pop out like so, kind of like Technic pieces almost. And that's how the head fits on. And he does have a special spot where he can fit in, but I'll wait to show you that later. Now, we get a clone pilot and Captain Jag. Other than their helmets, they're exactly the same. So I'm assuming, as you can see, the one has blue and the one has black. I'm assuming that the one with the blue is the captain. Please let me know if I'm wrong in the comments below. As a matter of fact, it might be in here, in my instruction booklet. It is. I was right. The blue one is Captain Jag. The black helmet is Clone Pilot. So I'll save the captain for last. So here's the Clone Pilot. He's got a pretty cool helmet. It is different from other Clone and Stormtrooper helmets that we've gotten over the years. Mostly because we get the hole in the helmet there so he can see out. And the visor is printed onto the headpiece there. So look at the helmet there. I think a lot of you are going to like that helmet. We've seen this head in other minifigures before, but I think the rest of the minifigure is exclusive. Some nice printing there, and some very nice back printing as well. Boring legs though. And as far as I know, they did not come with, no, they did not come with any weapons. Which some of you will not like. Next is Captain Jag. The only thing that's different about him as far as I can tell, yes, is his helmet. Because it has some blue designs on it instead of black. And I will go ahead and compare those two. So the one on the left is the Clone Pilot and the one on the right is Captain Jag. So overall, some very nice minifigures in this set. Although we do only get 4 in a $60 set. We could have gotten a couple more, but they just wouldn't fit into the ship. That would have been fine with me. You could just switch them out. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the actual set. There isn't a whole lot to say about it. I do think it looks very much like an X-Wing. Maybe it's an earlier prototype of it. Not exactly sure. But I guess we'll go ahead and divide this into parts. I guess I'll show you the front first, because that just makes sense. So I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. We do get a few stickers on here. That green part is a sticker. Just not a whole lot to say about that, honestly, except that fell off. Let me get that real quick. That just goes right on here. Like, well, I'll get that later. Anyway, we get 3 cockpits, and all of them have stickers on them, unfortunately. That's the sticker part right there. So it lists up like that. Here's another one with another sticker, which kind of got damaged a little bit. And here's the final one. And you can see that I believe those are printed pieces in there. We've got some computer consoles and stuff. Let's see if there's one up in the front. Yeah, there's another one. Not one in the middle one though. Now there's a gear for one of the functions, which you'll see later. Oh, and right here is where we have the special compartment for the astromech droid. You see we got the 2 jumper plates there, so his 2 leg pieces fit in there. We're supposed to anyway. There we go. That piece came off. So he fits in there pretty snugly. And then of course, I'll go ahead and put the minifigures in there just so you can see what that looks like. We did not get a clip for Kit Fistu's lightsaber like we got in Darth Vader's TIE Advance, which I believe I already did a review on. No, maybe it's not. I don't think it's on there yet, actually. Oh, Should be on there by the time that this review is on there, though. I might not get to this review until after the holidays. Let's see. You guys will know. And then this one faces the other way so that he can man the tail gun section. So basically they just kind of flip back and forth. They can move up and down, although that's not very realistic, I don't think. So not much to say about that except it moves. Up here we do have the engines. Kind of look like big tires. We get the big white pieces back here, and then these red tire pieces here. So, not much to say there. Here are the thrusters in the back with some interesting pieces. Those are pink, if you can't tell because of the lighting. So, those are pretty rare, especially in that color, I would say. Here are some more stickers. Sorry about the dust. This is a bit of an older set. There. And there are the stickers. And we do get... oh, one more thing. These are stickers as well. So we did get quite a few stickers in this set, which a lot of you won't like. And the same goes for this one right here. But there's still 2 more functions I haven't shown you, and that's about it after that. So this will be a little bit hard to see, but you turn this gear, and this part and this part of the wing will move. So hopefully you'll be able to see this here. It is on both sides, but I'm just going to show it to you on one. This is probably the main function of the entire set. And that is done by pulleys and rubber bands, which you can kind of see in there. So those come out there, and then on the other side as well. Only thing is you can't set it down properly then. So let me try and give you a wide shot of that. And that's ready to go into flight now. So I'm going to go ahead and move this down. There's one more function to show you, which is basically just a modified flick missile. I'll show it to you on this side though, just so you believe me. It's not magic. It's kind of slow, as you can see. There, that's about as far as they go. And then the other function, well, you can kind of see how the function I just showed you works. A little complicated. I can't tell you exactly how it works. But there's some gears there, which you can see. And then we do get rubber bands, much like we did in the recent X-Wing. You can see the blue rubber bands in there, some pulleys and stuff. So in other words, if you're playing kind of rough with it and it breaks, well, it's going to be a bit of a bear to put back together. You'll probably have to get your instruction manual back out. And that is why you'll always save your instruction manuals. So quite a few technical pieces in the set, and in that final function that I kept telling you about, you use the same piece that you used for moving the wings, except instead of turning it, you push it, and out come 2 foot missiles. And one of them disappeared. I'll get that later, but basic foot missile design. Just a green, translucent green cone on top. And both of those go right there where you can see the red brick with the 2 holes in it. I'll get the other one later. But for now, you know how it works. It works better than most foot missiles, but it's still not great. I know that in the new wave of Star Wars sets that we're going to get in January of 2014, they have some new missile designs, and those look like they could be promising. Not exactly sure how they work, because I can only tell based on the box art. But I'll probably get at least one of those so I can show you how those flick missile designs work, and see if they work any better than the old ones. But other than that, that is about it for the Clone Arc-170 Starfighter. Let's give you one more look. There's more stickers there. Here's some more guns, but they don't have any flip missiles or anything in them. So as you see, it's a pretty large set for size comparison. Here's a random minifigure. Here's one of the Great Eagles that we get in LEGO Lord of the Rings. So as you can see, it's a very large set. So as for the ratings for the builds, now you get some exclusive minifigures, some big molds, and some rare molds, and some big rare molds. But the price per piece is absolutely terrible. So it's really going to bump my rating down, and it's going to have to be a 5. If this had retailed for about $50, I would have given it an 8. If it had been $40, I would have given it a 9. But they had to bump it up to $60. So that's why I'm going to have to give it a 5. If we didn't get the big molds or anything like that, it would be even lower. But because we do get some cool pieces, I am going to give it a 5. But just keep in mind that the price per piece is absolutely terrible. 396 pieces, about 400 for $60. At least that was the retail price. It might be a little less now, it might be a little more. I don't exactly know. Anyway, so a 5 for your build. For the play value, I'll bump it up a little bit, just to a 6 though. We get 2 main functions, unless you consider the opening cockpits functions. I don't really consider them functions, but you get the wings and the foot missiles. But really not a whole lot you can do with this set except for display. So I will go ahead and give it a higher rating for display. I'm going to give it an 8. You can see a lot of the tech pieces poking out. Some of you might not like that. But other than that, it's a big ship. It's going to look pretty impressive on the shelf. It's a pretty cool looking ship and pretty big. So for display, I'll go with an 8. But just keep in mind that the price per piece is absolutely terrible. There are much bigger, well, I shouldn't say bigger sets, but sets with more pieces that you can get for $60. For example, I'm trying to think of the LEGO Star Wars set that I got for about $60. LEGO Star Wars tends to be very bad on price per piece sometimes. Sometimes it's great, but a lot of times it's absolutely terrible. For Jabba's Palace, for example, 717 pieces for $120. Seriously, that was terrible. But for $60, I'm just saying you can get a lot of smaller sets with possibly a lot more pieces for that amount, or even just another $60 set with a lot more pieces. Not necessarily from LEGO Star Wars, but from LEGO City, or LEGO Lord of the Rings, or LEGO The Hobbit, which is our specialty here on my channel. But anyway, so we got a 5 for the build, a 6 for the play, and an 8 for the display. So overall, a mediocre set. It's great for display. It's a nice big ship that will probably attract a lot of attention. It's just that the price per piece is terrible and it's not very playable. So, thanks for tuning into this episode on the Bilbo Brick 09 channel. Make sure you check out lots more LEGO Star Wars reviews, LEGO Lord of the Rings reviews, Brick Films. We got all kinds of stuff on this channel. We're going to have lots of seasonal reviews. I don't know if I'm actually even going to get this uploaded before those are out. But if it's January, February, whatever, you know, if you're still missing Christmas, go back and look at those, or some other holidays, or whatever. And if you get bored with my channel, which I hope you don't, but if you do, you can also check out Andrew19, Andrew 30's channel. There should be a link in the description to that. If I do forget, please remind me, and you can always just type it in the YouTube search engine if I did forget, but I'll try not to. So, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.